Hej, kontynuujemy let's playa z Face Noir. W ostatnim odcinku sprawy, zamiast się wyjaśnić, jeszcze bardziej się skomplikowały. Bo tak, wcieliliśmy się w Seana McClane'a, który już przecież nie żyje. Jack Del Nero miał sny, w których widział wydarzenia z przeszłości, które rzeczywiście miały miejsce, no a on przecież nie był ich świadkiem. Znaleźliśmy dziewczynkę, ktoś przeszukał Jackowi mieszkanie. No i tak naprawdę, no teraz mam wielką pustkę w głowie. No i pora zająć się wyjaśnianiem tych wszystkich wątpliwości i niejasności. Zaczniemy może od sprawdzenia, kim tak naprawdę był mężczyzna, który przeszukał nasz pokój.
Slovanski's Porter Lodge. There's a note. I'm on the 6th floor fixing broken boiler. Better have a little talk with Slovanski.
No to zróbmy to, porozmawiajmy ze Słowańskim.
Slovanski sucks. It was definitely the kids from the 3rd floor. The only thing they do besides yelling and playing in the halls is annoy Slovanski with this kind of stuff.
Ale chyba Jack Del Nero ich popiera w tym, że Słowański jest głupkiem. No nie zauważyłem, żeby pałał sympatią do Słowańskiego.
Slovanski's working on the boiler. Slovanski.
I working on boiler. Can't talk now.
I have to find a way to keep Slovanski away from that wreck of a so-called boiler.
To nie będzie trudne, aby tego dokonać. Trzeba będzie rozejrzeć się tutaj po okolicy.
These pipes look like they're about to burst.
No i może im pomożemy.
Extreme times call for extreme measures.
To nie...
Boiler. Now it's not even making steam. How the hell does it work?
Jak to działa? Nie działa po prostu. To nie było trudne. No i
How
teraz
come there's
może...
no more steam? I don't touch anything.
Teraz może zamieni z nami parę słówek.
Slovanski.
What can I do for you, Del Nero?
Tak naprawdę nie ma potrzeby wdawać się z nim w dyskusję, bo o tym gościu już nam Słowański opowiadał, więc będą się te kwestie zapętlać. One nie znikają. Dlatego zapytamy... Zapytamy...
Tell me more about the guy you let into my apartment.
What do you want to know?
Tak, na chwilę się zawiesiłem z tego względu, że spodziewałem się, że to mam pytanie będzie w oddzielnej kwestii. Ono było schowane w temacie dotyczącym osoby, która przeszukała mieszkanie Jacka Del Nero.
I have a question.
What is it now?
No i teraz będziemy znowu łączyć ze sobą fakty. Inspektor Ballard, policyjny detektyw z obcym akcentem pod moją nieobecność, przeszukał moje mieszkanie i zabójca z blizną. W moim śnie Sean został zabity przez mężczyznę zwanego Turkiem.
Did this detective Ballard have a scar on his face?
How do you know?
It doesn't matter how I know. Did you see a scar?
Yes, he had long scar on his left cheek. Now that I think of it. What does it mean?
That the man that you let into my apartment wasn't a police detective.
He had New York State Police badge.
I can get a badge like that for a quarter.
Fake badge? I could not know that.
It doesn't matter. It looks like his visit to my apartment wasn't very helpful to him. I have to talk with Victoria, and I should also check the Melville docks. Maybe the guy left some trail. Goodbye, Slovanski.
Goodbye, Del Nero.
W tej grze w pewnym stopniu występuje coś, co czasem niektórzy nazywają prowadzeniem gracza za rączkę. Mianowicie często Jack Del Nero podsuwa nam pomysł, co zrobić w dalszej kolejności. Tym razem zasugerował, byśmy odwiedzili posterunek policji i zapytali Wiktorię o tego faceta z blizną Turka. No i to się zdarza w tej grze. Jeszcze zdarzy się parę razy. Jak pamiętamy, Sean, bo pewnie z jego taksówki skorzystamy.
Hey, That was Sean's cab. Where the hell is he going?
Miałem powiedzieć, że jak pamiętamy, zaopiekowała się nim Greta. No ale on sobie odjechał no i będziemy pewnie mieli znowu problem, jak dostać się na posterunek.
It's Greta. Hi, Greta.
Jack, I thought you were resting.
I slept enough.
It hasn't even been 2 hours since you left from here.
Right. I think that my insomnia is getting worse.
Tak o interesy nie będziemy pytać, z tego względu, że tutaj znów się będą powtarzać te kwestie dialogowe, które wykorzystaliśmy już w drugim odcinku Let's Playa, dlatego zapytam tylko o dziewczynkę i o Shona.
How's the girl?
She's sleeping upstairs in my bed. Did you find out who she is?
Nothing yet. Where did Sean go?
I don't know. I stepped out for a second and he wasn't in the joint anymore.
Dannazione.
Are you afraid he might go to the police and tell them everything?
It would be a dumb idea, but dumb enough for him to actually go and do it. Okay, I'm going now.
Bye, Jack.
No, trzeba go będzie poszukać na własną rękę. To kolejny raz nie będzie trudne. Pamiętamy to miejsce, w którym pierwszy raz spotkaliśmy Shona. No i udajmy się w nie ponownie. Może będzie tam i tym razem. Tak jest. Przynajmniej jest taksówka. Czy z Seanem? Zaraz się okaże.
Nolera! Oh, you again. Didn't go to sleep?
I slept enough. And what about you? Where were you?
Me? I always here.
You weren't here earlier on, not in the pub or out in the street.
Well, I had to move cab from front of pub. Cab cannot stay there.
I didn't think you cared so much about the traffic laws. Anyway, we have to go somewhere.
Where?
No, jeśli jeździ bez prawa jazdy, to musi się przejmować przepisami drogowymi. Właśnie dlatego by go nie złapano i by nie sprawdzono, że tego prawa jazdy nie posiada. Dlatego nic w tym dziwnego nie ma. Pojedziemy na posterunek policji w Hoboken.
The police department, Hoboken.
Whatever you want.
Port sobie pewnie jeszcze później odwiedzimy. Tymczasem zajrzyjmy tam do Wiktorii i zapytajmy ją o tego Turka.
It looks like Victoria isn't there. Maybe the officer on duty knows where I can find her.
Albo jej nie zapytamy.
Hi, officer.
How can I help you?
Do you know where I can find Sergeant Diaz?
Sergeant Diaz is out of town, but don't ask me where she is.
I guess you don't even know when she's coming back.
That's right. So save yourself the trouble of asking anything else. If you really want to know where Sergeant Diaz is, ask Malone. He's the one who sent her out of town.
Dannazione. I'll bet Malone sent Victoria away on purpose. She was the only one who could have helped me.
No dobra, więc porozmawiajmy z Malonem, choć wątpię, że on nam coś ciekawego, nowego, odkrywczego powie.
I'd like to talk to Malone again.
Listen, I'm fed up with you. If you want to go talk to the lieutenant, go on your own. You know the way.
Nie na piętro, tylko tutaj.
Del Nero, you finally decide to give a full confession?
Naiwniak z niego.
I have some questions about Sean.
Why should I answer your questions? You haven't thought of investigating for yourself, have you? Hey, we aren't in a crime novel. If I find out you're conducting your personal investigations, I'll toss you in a cell for hindering the investigation.
If I do nothing, I'll end up behind bars accused of homicide. If I do my own investigation, I'll end up behind bars for hindering yours. Your threats are all starting to sound the same. Have you ever noticed that?
Provoke all you like, Del Nero. I've seen people like you hundreds of times. You play strong and you hide behind your sarcasm, but you give in sooner or later.
Mam takie przemyślenia, że on albo kogoś kryje, albo jest kompletnym ignorantem. Zobaczymy, czy mam rację. Teraz zapytajmy o sierżant Victorię Diaz.
I was looking for Sergeant Diaz.
Sergeant Diaz isn't here. I thought it'd be better to assign her to a case outside the city.
Afraid that she could help me, Malone?
In the situation you're in, Del Nero, not even the President of the United States could help you. She paid your bail, but that only gave you a few more hours of freedom, nothing else.
I've received a visit tonight. A guy who claimed to be a police officer searched my apartment.
Don't make up stuff. I didn't order any search.
I never said he was a police officer. I just said that he claimed to be one. The owner of my apartment believed him, and the guy had a nice private viewing of my personal things.
I don't understand why you're telling me this, Del Nero. You aren't dumb enough to think that a story like this would turn my suspicions elsewhere, are you?
I gave up a long time ago on trying to convince pigs to fly.
Careful with what you say and tell me what you want.
I have reason to believe that the person who paid me this visit is part of a criminal organization.
Yeah, it looks like you have a lot of enemies, Del Nero. I suggest you take it easy with your nighttime visitors. Your ex-partner hung with a rough crowd in Los Angeles.
What crowd?
It looks like Black Lily was on him.
Black Lily? The mob in Los Angeles?
Exactly, Del Nero. It looks like your time in the slammer might not be the worst thing that could happen to you.
Yeah, the typical choices that life always presents me with.
If you want protection, I can offer you a stay in one of our cells.
I'd rather be shot than eat that swill that you call a meal. I've already tried it.
Now the choice is yours.
To się nazywa porządna ochrona.
Goodbye.
See you soon, Del Nero.
Black Lily was after Sean. It's not as bad as you might think. At least I have a lead to follow now. I need to find some information on this organization. A while ago, I got a journalist, a certain Moore, out of trouble. He was investigating the Mafia in New York. Maybe he'll be able to give me some more information about Black Lily's activities. His number will definitely be in the phone book.
Czarna lilia. To jest ta organizacja, o której będziemy musieli się dowiedzieć, bo być może właśnie z nią, chcąc nie chcąc, może nieświadomie, ale zadarliśmy. Pan Moore, jak Roger Moore.
Let me guess. We have to go somewhere.
Ma być naszym informatorem, jakiś dziennikarz, który zajmował się niegdyś mafią w Nowym Jorku.
Essex Street, Lower East Side.
Okay.
I od razu taka podpowiedź, że w książce telefonicznej, która leży w tym miejscu, nie w tym, tylko akurat tutaj, też trzeba ją po prostu upolować. W książce telefonicznej powinien być numer tego pana.
The only useful thing on this shelf is the New York phone book. I should be able to find Moore's number in the phone book.
Moore to chyba na M, prawda?
Let's see if I can find Moore's telephone number in the phone book. Moore. I just remember the last name, but he had a pretty unusual first name. I'll remember it if I see it written.
Ilu tych murów? Musimy się przekopać przez... Oj, dużo. Raz, dwóch, trzech, czterech, pięciu, sześciu, siedmiu, ośmiu, dziewięciu, dziesięciu, 11, 12, 13.
No, that's not the Moore I'm looking for.
No i pewnie ci, którzy będą się kierować logiką, to za 13 razem trafią, bo nasz mur ma na imię Violetta.
Violetta Moore. That's the name. What kind of name is Violetta for a guy? Anyway, his number is 555-4897. I hope he's still alive. This guy has a real knack for getting into trouble.
No i spróbujmy do niego zadzwonić.
Hello, New York operator. I'm listening.
Can you dial a number for me?
Can't you buy yourself one of those new telephones with the numbers?
I'm an old-fashioned kind of guy. I don't go in for new stuff.
Huh. What's the number?
Tak, swoją drogą jest tutaj opcja proszę łączyć z prezydentem Stanów Zjednoczonych, natomiast Malone nam powiedział, że w naszej sprawie nawet prezydent Stanów Zjednoczonych nie mógłby nam pomóc, dlatego aż mnie korci, żeby do niego zadzwonić i poprosić go o pomoc, no ale odpuszczę sobie. Zadzwonimy do pana Violetty Moore.
Violetta Moore, 555-4897.
Wait a second.
Hello?
Am I speaking with Violetta Moore?
You're talking with his ghost. It's the middle of the night. Who the hell is calling at this hour?
I'm Del Nero, the detective that...
Del Nero, old son of a gun.
I see you still remember me.
Hell, you saved my skin in that story with the syndicates a few years ago. How could I forget you, old buddy? How you doing?
Same old.
Bottle in the hand and bills to pay, huh?
More or less.
You must have a good reason to call in the middle of the night.
I need some information.
Well, you called the right number. You give me a name and I'll tell you all about the skeletons in his closet.
Do you know an organization called Black Lily?
Damn, you don't mess around. It's better not to step on those guys' toes if you don't want to find yourself neck-high in shit.
What do you know about them?
Black Lily is one of the strongest mafia families in Los Angeles. In the mid-1920s, they started to grab power when the other families were busy fighting amongst themselves. They figured out that the time of gangsters armed with Thompsons was winding down, and they started to make headway corrupting and forming alliances with politicians. No contrabands or killings. They got what they wanted with cold, hard cash. In Los Angeles, they say that Black Lily doesn't kill you, it just steals your soul.
Do you have any names for me?
How many do you want, bud? The head of the organization is a certain Tommaso Venanzi, one of your compatriots. But don't think of him as a classic Italian-American gangster. Venanzi is an attorney and he comes from a good family. He's smart enough to know that greasing the right hand is worth more than 1,000 armed men.
And who greases those palms in New York for him?
A half-Canadian called Samuel Cutter. He's an attorney too, if I remember correctly.
Samuel Cutter. I think I've already heard that name before.
You definitely read about him in the papers. He was tried for the murder of 4 policemen a while ago. Came out of it as clean as a baby's ass when it gets off the changing table. But he made a mistake. He underestimated the value of the public opinion.
What do you mean?
Cutter bought off everyone at that trial, even the court usher. But the press figured it out and started to ask questions. Nowadays, the right headline in the papers sends more heads rolling than the guillotine during the French Revolution. The palms Cutter greased pulled away because they were afraid of a scandal and left him all alone. Greasing palms is a good strategy, Jack, but you always need to remember that you're dealing with people who hide behind their business card.
What happened to Cutter?
That's the best part. Cutter was found innocent at the first trial, but there was another one a few months later, and it didn't turn out as well for him.
Did he go to jail?
Yeah, he was locked up, and then he was shut up. They found him in his cell with a knife in his back. This sent the entire organization here in New York crumbling down. And with it, all the speculations about the involvement of politicians in white-collar crime came to an end.
So they all saved their faces.
That's right, Jack. Cutter's death was as fortunate as it was suspicious.
Well, at least I have a name now. Samuel Cutter. And if he has ever been arrested before, I'm sure that the police archives will have a nice file about him. I'd better go there. Do you know anything about a guy called the Turk?
No, pal, this name doesn't tell me anything. But it doesn't sound like someone you should get too chummy with.
Definitely not.
No albo ksywka może też oznaczać obywatela Turcji.
Did you ever hear the name Sean McClane?
Sean McClane? No, pal, nothing. Never heard of him.
Thanks for the information, Moore.
No problem, pal. If you need anything, call day or night.
No dobra, czyli mamy punkt zaczepienia, którym jest Samuel Cutter. No, zamieszany w korupcję, no ale nie miał tyle szczęścia, ile wydawało się początkowo, że będzie miał. No i zginął w więzieniu, pewnie został zamordowany.
Let me guess. We have to go somewhere.
The police department, Hoboken.
We see.
Nasz Jack Del Nero
Police
zasugerował, że
archives could be a good place to look for information on this Samuel Cutter that Moore was talking about. I'm sure that there's a nice thick file on him in here.
sam nam właśnie dokładnie powiedział, co zasugerował wcześniej, czyli że tu mogą być te akta Samuela Cuttera.
A card reader. It's the first time I've seen one. Swipe your card in that thing and it tells you if you are allowed to get in or not. It's all simple if you have a card. I won't get too far without a card.
A my karty nie mamy, musimy ją jakoś zdobyć pewnie, albo znaleźć inny sposób na dostanie się do środka.
Hi, officer.
How can I help you?
I have some questions about your files.
What do you want to know?
How can I get in?
Simple. A signature on a form and 9 months of police academy. Buddy, access to the files is reserved to police officers. No badge, no access.
What's that device next to the door?
They put it here a few months ago. Old Sam, who managed the archives, retired. And rather than bringing in another officer, the department replaced him with this thing.
How does it work?
Every officer has a special punch card. When they go into the archives, they just take out the card and swipe it through this machine. The machine recognizes the officer and opens the archives door.
So, every officer has his own card. Victoria will definitely have one. I don't have anything else to ask you.
Better.
Goodbye, officer.
Goodbye.
Niestety wytrychy nie zadziałają z drzwiami archiwum, natomiast wytrychy zadziałają z drzwiami do pokoju Victorii Diaz. Przynajmniej mam taką nadzieję. Zaraz to sprawdzimy.
Well, I don't see any other option.
To jest ten przedmiot, który nam ratuje życie niejednokrotnie w tej grze.
A map of New York and a few old photographs of Mexico, Victoria's native country.
Wiktoria jest z Meksyku, zresztą nazwisko wskazuje na takie
The desk
latynoskie
drawers,
pochodzenie.
a great place to keep the access cards for the archives. It's too dark to see what's in the drawers.
Mamy latarkę.
Yes, let's see if I can find this damned access card for the archives. There's some kind of combination that locks the last drawer.
Tak, ja z tym miałem problem, chociaż to jest łatwe. Po prostu trzeba skojarzyć, że bo ten zamek jest na kolory, na 3 kolory. Trzeba skojarzyć flagę Meksyku po prostu. Kraj Victorii Diaz z tym zamkiem. A szukam teraz białego koloru. Jest. Nie, zaraz, bo to odwrotnie. Ja mam z kolorami problemy. To będzie zielony, a tutaj czerwony.
The combination was the Mexican flag, Victoria and her sentimentality.
Co takiego w środku znajdziemy?
The advertisement of a ferry company that connects Manhattan to Glen Cove. Maybe that's where Malone sent Victoria. The card to get into the archives. I'll take it. I hope that Victoria doesn't get upset if I take her card for a while.
No, jak nie będzie o tym wiedzieć, to na pewno się nie obrazi. No i schodzimy do archiwum, zobaczymy, czy karta działa.
As they say, open sesame.
I użyjemy tej machiny. Tak, to urządzenie nam podaje miejsce, a zresztą najpierw je obejrzę.
Interesting. If you put the name of the person you're looking for in this sort of calculator, you get the number of his file. I wonder what old Sam would think if he knew he'd been replaced by this gadget.
Tak, właściwie nie miejsce, tylko numer akt, jeśli wpiszemy nazwisko. Przyszliśmy tu po to, by znaleźć akta Samuela Cartera. Od razu mówię, nie będę tracił czasu, bo trochę trwa wyszukiwanie tych akt. Nie będę tracił czasu na wpisywanie nazwisk Tomasa Venanzi i Sean McLean, bo nie ma nic na ich temat. A łatwo się można też pomylić we wpisywaniu. Samuel Carter przez 2T.
Samuel Cutter's file is 6120057. I should remember it.
A zapamiętać należy przede wszystkim początek 612.
Folder 6120057. Samuel Cutter. Here you are, Samuel Cutter. Samuel Cutter, attorney, jailed on May 7th, 1933 for the murder of 4 police officers.
Adwokat morduje policjantów, ciekawe.
It's a summary of the trial where Cutter was accused of murdering 4 police officers. The verdict was unanimous, innocent, due to lack of evidence. In this city, your innocence is proportionate to how good your lawyers are. Cutter's lawyers must have been the best on the block.
Adwokaci mają chyba najlepszych adwokatów, bo są doskonale rozeznani w środowisku.
Here's the report on Cutter's incarceration. It looks like it's the work of that snake, Malone. Like Moore said, after his arrest, many others from Black Lily were arrested too, definitively dismantling the organization. The boss and his crew were arrested, and then there was peace. Not even the movies have such happy endings. Patrick Olson's name is among those of the people who were arrested. That's the same name Victoria mentioned when she was talking about the case in which Sean's name came up.
No to sprawdzimy sobie jeszcze Patricka Olsena.
Patrick Olson's file is 6088090.
Na 608 się zaczynają. 608 jest tutaj, więc sprawdzamy, szukamy, czytamy.
File 6088090. Patrick Olson. Let's see what I can find in this file.
Olsen to takie chyba norweskie nazwisko, tak bym powiedział.
Patrick Olson, a gardener. This man's profile doesn't really seem to be that of a criminal. It looks more like that of an ideal neighbor. His arrest report. He was with his family when they arrested him for the bombing of Rick's Cafe on the night of November 5th, 1933. A regular gardener without any record who blows up a cafe on 81st Street. Kind of odd. The report is just a bunch of pointless bureaucratic stuff. There are no details about the bombing.
No dziwna sprawa. Nie pasuje nam nijak. Chociaż ogrodnicy często w filmach bywają przestępcami. Nikt ich nie podejrzewa, a później okazuje się, że niezłe z nich ziółka. W każdym razie, tu jest taki moment, w którym można utknąć. Ja utknąłem. Tutaj trzeba to wiedzieć, jakoś, nie wiem, wpaść na to, że jest prasa, gazety. No i tu trzeba będzie znaleźć informacje.
Newspapers. The New York Voice, to be precise. As soon as it's printed, at least a dozen copies are filed here for research.
O tym
I'll look
zamachu,
for the edition from.
o zamachu, który miał miejsce 5 listopada 1933 roku. Wpisujemy datę gazety, więc ja doszedłem do wniosku, że skoro 5 listopada miało miejsce zdarzenie, to gazety napiszą o tym 6 listopada, prawda? No bo gazeta z następnego dnia napisze o wydarzeniach dnia poprzedniego.
No, this date doesn't tell me anything.
Nie, jak się okazuje, w latach 30. w Ameryce mieliśmy tak błyskawicznie piszące gazety,
I'll look for the edition from.
które informowały w czasie rzeczywistym o wydarzeniach wszystkich.
It's the date of the bombing of Rick's Cafe that Patrick Olson was blamed for. There must be more information about it in the paper.
No i w
Here's
gazecie
the article about the bombing.
z 5 listopada, jak widzimy data 5 listopada 1933 roku, były już opisane wydarzenia z 5 listopada. Dobre tempo, rzetelne i błyskawiczne dziennikarstwo śledcze.
The article says that at 12:23 a.m., an explosion completely destroyed Rick's Cafe, a joint on 81st Street near Central Park. 3 people died in the explosion. The cafe's owner, Nick Fantini, 43 years old, married. A woman walking by the joint, Eleanor Guter, 37 years old, teacher, and August Zindler, 58 years old, esteemed archaeology professor at the Civic Museum in New York. Zindler, Professor Zindler, dannazione. It's the same name that was in my dream. So far, these visions have always been correct. Maybe I should visit the Civic Museum in New York.
Ciekawa sprawa, nazwisko ze snu. Przypominam, że Sean McLean, kiedy wchodził na ten statek z dziewczynką, mówił, że zostawia za sobą profesora Zindlera, Nowy Jork i wszystkie te sprawy. I właśnie wtedy usłyszeliśmy po raz pierwszy to nazwisko. No i chyba nie po raz ostatni. Nie po raz ostatni i teraz je usłyszeliśmy. Będziemy je badać, udamy się do muzeum, ale zrobimy to w kolejnym odcinku. Tymczasem to już wszystko w tym odcinku. Do usłyszenia. Pa, pa.